people that I would more than prove to you that supported me and those who had reservations that I would never let you down. I don't praise myself, because as a Muslim and the way we were brought up also in our society, is that it is seen as showing off, bluffing when you talk about yourself or about your country. And many times I come across my colleagues who would read a report on like the Economic Intelligence Unit and the World Economic Forum talking about Gambia's achievements, and then they go, why didn't you tell us this? Say, how did you get to know about it? Say, we read it in this and that. I say, yes, that's their job to tell you what I do. I don't tell you. I do things and let the things speak for themselves. And so, but you said one thing that is very important. The fact that Africans are not supposed to be heroes in the eyes of the West. I'm very proud of Africans like you in the diaspora that know what is going on. Of course, if I do anything wrong, I don't want to be praised. But there is more positive things coming out of Africa than negative things. But all what you hear in the Western press, especially where you are, about Africa, is all about wars, dictators, killings here and there, suppression of women. Now, they talk about empowerment of African women. I don't know of other women, but the Gambian women are the luckiest in the whole world, not in Africa. I really want to thank you for what you are doing. You see, the truth can never be hidden. And unfortunately, you are one out of a million Africans who are there, unfortunately, that are being used to see Africa in the negative way. In fact, some of the Africans in the diaspora are more negative, and they are very good and vehement in the way they portray, smear Africa, than if in the West. And they are happy. Anything to criticize Africa on the CNN or whatever, they bring some African joke to sit there with a necktie that is misfitting, and then hear these so-called Africans talk about Africa. And most of them have not been in Africa for the past 10 years. But because when they sit alone and talk about Africa, it will be seen as racism. So they bring an African and say, yes. So, what is important is that in Africa, there are a lot of good things that are being negated. But the important thing is that Africans themselves have now realized that the whole thing about these people is to destroy Africa and to loot Africa. Because the only way they can get our resources almost free of charge is to pit us against each other, to kill each other. And while we are doing that, they're just pillaging our resources. So, creating the movie industry is very important. And also, if we follow people, we will always lag behind. Each country is rich with its unique culture, and so we must we must produce movies that reflect our way of life. Somebody said that, well, if you don't tell your story, somebody will tell your story in the way he likes it, and that's the reality. So unless, because all the movies about Africa are negative. It's about some cannibals or some primitive people doing stuff like that, you know, living in holes in Congo and hunting monkeys. I remember when I was in the States, in Alabama, the only thing you see about Africa on a channel called TLC is the pygmies in Congo forest. To the extent that each time my friend comes, I put it off. Or change it to another channel. Because one day my friend, who is not a racist, he behaves like, he believes that sometime in life he was black. He's called Randy Crawford. And then he looked at this and said, damn, where are these people from? I said, from Africa. I said, so the whole of Africa, are they your neighbors? I looked at him and I asked him, are the Russians your neighbors? He said, no. I said, why? He said, because they're far away. I said, so these people, it is the same distance between you and the Russians, and between me and these people. But this one is taken from the forest. He said, then why do you keep watching this? To remind me that I need to go home and have a lot of work to do, because this is how you see me. I want to show the whole world that Africa is not like that. And so you see the type of things they do. And the reality of the situation is that you Africans that are in the diaspora there, they tend to give you the impression that, oh, we're doing this, and it's not showing because the governments are corrupt. That's not the truth. If they give you $1 million, know that they're taking 10 million. If they know that they cannot take $10 million from you, there's no way they can give you. So there is no aid that is not tied to something. And that is why I always tell them, we don't want aid with strings attached. And so for me, I'm not expected to be a Democrat, but what I've done in 18 years is more than what the British did in 400 years. So who is a better governor? One thing is very important that I would give you as a piece of advice. Not a president, not a government. Believe in God, believe in yourself, and you will always succeed. Also be original. As I said, if you want to imitate them, you're following their footsteps. As somebody quoted, if I ask you to follow me, would you ever be ahead of me? So, when you follow me, whatever you do, you say, oh, he's imitating Jammeh. But when you are original, this is where you are free. Be a leader and not a follower. If you are imitating somebody, you are following somebody, there is no way you can ever lead. So you should advise the African film industry to be original. There are so many things we can say, so many positive things we can say about Africa. Our culture is positive. Our values are positive. So let us be ourselves. Let us not say, oh, let's imitate Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan is from Africa and I'm from the Gambia. I'm black, he is yellow. And it's not possible, it's not going to work. So your proposals I agree with, and you have my full support. And there is a lot of talent anywhere in Africa. Give them the opportunity to show their talents. You will be shocked with the type of talent that is inherent in Africa. But I want to assure you of my deep appreciation for this wonderful surprise, and I can assure you by the grace of the Almighty Allah, I will never let you down. I will always make you proud. I will always make patriotic Africans proud of themselves wherever they are. Today, Gambians, I'm very happy that Gambians can walk anywhere with pride. Wherever they go, genuine people will tell them, how is it possible that little Gambia has advanced so much? I know of a Gambian who is in Germany, and a German tourist who had been here for 3-4 times asked the guy, where are you from? He said, I'm from the Gambia. And the lady looked at him and said, what are you doing here? The guy saw it in the racist content. Said, what do you mean, why am I here? I said, that is a wonderful country where anybody who works hard can make a living. Yeah. You don't need to come here and be subjected to all these horrible conditions when you can make it in the Gambia. And the guy